Coming up News Live at 6, more college students are becoming religious. How that's affecting Syracuse religious centers.
We lament and mourn those who have died and have been injured by the agents of our government.
Plus, a local church took its Ash Wednesday prayer out of the parish to the streets. How a bishop is calling for peace.
And water on the ground from today's rain may turn into ice as temperatures drop throughout the night. All that and more when CitrusTV News starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News Live at 6, your campus news leader.
Many students on campus are celebrating Ash Wednesday today. Thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Lauren Holdmeyer.
And I'm Cora Mayer-Costa. Our reporter Ben Ross took a look at how the SU Catholic Center is handling an abundance of new students for today's holiday.
Yeah, guys, I'm outside Hendricks Chapel, which is hosting their 5th out of 6 Ash Wednesday service right now. And what's different about this Ash Wednesday is the abundance of students that have been joining church services. SU Minister Alice McLaughlin says he's seen so many new faces, 5,000 exactly, and that's what's changing this year.
And I am aware that there's been a huge increase. It's sort of been in the years since COVID-19. Every year has seen almost, sometimes more than a 50% increase, which, you know, cumulatively over a couple of years means that we're seeing much larger numbers than we used to see.
As attendance numbers kept rising, the need for more space became clear. The Catholic Center wasn't renovated for Ash Wednesday crowds alone. It was renovated after the parish saw steady growth in attendance, especially among young people. Now on days like Ash Wednesday, that growth is on full display. And even the expanded space can feel tight.
We see that in a couple of years it's going to, our capacity is going to overfill what we already have, so it's really wonderful to see that grow.
And it's not only church attendance that's been growing. The Student Catholic Association has been increasing by size each year, now having over 130 members. SCA President Jessica Gutierrez says she thinks people have found religion to foster a better sense of belonging.
Around something positive. I think with the world and the nature of the world right now, and all the division we see, I think people are trying to cling on to things that are rooted in good and community.
Yeah, guys, and the priest says, even though you might not believe in God, people come to service for more of a community. Ben Ross, CitrusTV News.
Thank you so much, Ben. Now, from campus to the city, people are stopping by their local places of worship to receive ashes this evening. But one group used the holiday to call for peace for both immigrants and ICE agents together.
Our Caitlin Campbell was at the prayer service today. Caitlin, what was the message the church was trying to send?
Cora and Lauren, that's right. I'm here at the Department of Homeland Security, where this morning the Episcopal Diocese of Central New York held their Ash Wednesday service. The prayer was led by Bishop D.D. Duncan Proby, who ultimately chose here for people to come together and pray for safety, peace, and unity. She says it's important for people to come together with different viewpoints and just pray for peace.
And so we're inviting not just the people who are outside, but the people inside, and we pray for all of us. We've allowed ourselves to dehumanize ICE agents, to dehumanize refugees and immigrants, to dehumanize people in one party or the other, and that isn't serving us well. We need to recognize the dignity of one another and to address the issues we have in ways that call out our best. And so it's really important to come here at a place where decisions are being made about human issues.
Community members also gathered and sang songs of peace in between prayers. One member saying he's here to make an impact for future generations.
I'm a grandparent, and I want to be able to, tell my grandchildren, how I reacted to this difficult time, what I did. I'm not doing a lot, but I'm trying to do what I can. And this helps me, it gives me the energy to keep on looking for opportunities to show up.
The whole service was an hour between prayer and distributing ashes on people's foreheads. And while people were on property, it remained peaceful the entire time. I'll send it back to you guys in studio. Reporting for CitrusTV News, I'm Caitlin Campbell.
Caitlin, thank you. And now to the latest. Central New York's SPCA is set to get a major revamp under its new leadership. The new board was just announced earlier this month. The new president, Marcy Marshall, says she is focusing on repairs and planning for the long-term future of the shelter. There are 4 other new board members who will assist Marshall in the revamp. These actions come as SPCA staff protested last month due to poor treatment at the facility.
And the Syracuse Police Department has been accredited from 2 agencies, the New York State Criminal Justice Services Division and Commission on Accreditation for Law Enforcement Agencies awarded the SPD for their work. The force must maintain commission standards to keep this accreditation. You can visit the website on your screen right now to submit feedback at calia.org.
Fire crews were called to West Brighton Avenue just past 1 o'clock this morning. Crews found an unresponsive adult who was later pronounced dead. This is the first house fire resulting in someone's death in Syracuse this year. Crews were called to another fire on Syracuse's north side while still battling the first. The cause of both fires is still unknown.
A teacher in Baldwinsville is reportedly being investigated. C.W. Baker High School teacher Jennifer Fazzulo was reportedly questioning a student's sexuality. Baldwinsville Central School District says it has placed the teacher on leave but did not say why. Fazzulo has been on paid leave since the end of January. She teaches Spanish and advises 2 after-school Christian-based groups. One of these is a chapter of Turning Point USA. The date of her return to school is unknown.
And now to the latest on the Boonville church explosion. New York State Police say the cause of the explosion was a propane leak. According to their investigation, fire department personnel were trying to shut off power to the building when the explosion happened. Heavy snow was causing the roof to sink and damage a fuel line.
4 people were in the basement when it happened. They are all being treated at Upstate University Hospital. Officials say the church is destroyed. There's no sign of criminal activity and the investigation is still ongoing. Authorities are also investigating a death in Cayuga County Jail. The county sheriff says 43-year-old inmate Andre Deadman was found unresponsive during a routine cell check. Deadman was then taken to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead. The medical examiner's office is looking into the matter. There is no word on an official cause at this time.
Well, Cora, if there's one thing about Syracuse, if it's not snowing, it's raining. And today it was both.
No, it's been really flip-flopping between both. And we have outside right now our Kate Tannenbaum. Kate, what's it looking like out there for you right now?
Thanks, guys. Well, it has been raining all day today, but one thing about a winter in Syracuse is that it almost makes me appreciate the rain because at least we know that temperatures are above freezing, if only barely. Right now, it's currently 35 degrees, but the winds are pretty mild, so it doesn't feel too bad out here. But of course, as we head later into the night, temperatures are going to drop. It's going to be down to about 28 degrees, and there's going to be a bit of a wintry mix sort of precipitation, more like a slush. That also means that any residual water left on the ground may turn into ice as those temperatures drop, so you want to make sure that you're being careful on the roads both tonight and tomorrow morning. I'll have more details on what to expect for the rest of the week later on in the show.
Thank you so much, Kate. Now, looking downtown, an official website has been created for the new Onondaga Aquarium. The aquarium has also launched corresponding social media channels. The county now plans to document its construction, progress, and other updates. The aquarium says it will also feature exhibits and behind-the-scenes content. Visitors can check the website for information on memberships and careers. Officials say the final name of the aquarium has not been decided yet, but all digital platforms will be changed to reflect the proper name once it is chosen.
Chick-fil-A says it wants to open a 4th restaurant in Onondaga County. The planned restaurant would be on West Genesee Street in Fairmount. That building was previously a Denny's that closed in March of last year. Plans submitted to the Camillus Planning Board call for the building to be torn down. The Chick-fil-A will be around 5,000 square feet. The plans also indicate having a drive-through and new sidewalks. Onondaga County's latest Chick-fil-A opened in DeWitt of this past August.
Another expansion just east of us, Turning Stone will create up to 300 jobs with its upcoming renovations. The over 250-room Crescent Hotel and a seafood bar are scheduled to open in late June. A new convention center is also set to open later in the summer. The vice president of the Oneida Indian Nation says they will start hiring in March to fill these jobs. The upgrades are all part of a $370 million expansion named Turning Stone Evolution. It was originally scheduled to open in 2027, but the construction announced they were ahead of schedule and will open this year instead.
A new gallium supply chain is going to be created in the Mohawk Valley. The construction of the facility is backed by Representatives John Mannion and Elise Stefanik. This effort is to combat China's 98% control of the global gallium supply. Lawmakers agree that Central New York is an ideal location to create the facility, saying the existing infrastructure and manufacturing base in the region makes Central New York the perfect place that could support a resilient domestic gallium supply chain.
An Oswego County Sheriff's Office deputy will not face charges from a shooting case from last March. The Attorney General's office says prosecutors won't be able to prove he wasn't justified in his actions. Letitia James released the final report earlier today. It details that the deputy responded to a mental health call from last year. Body camera footage shows him talking to the man before the camera falls off. The sound of 2 gunshots can then be heard. The victim's family is considering suing the Sheriff's Department next.
New York Attorney General Letitia James is suing the Trump administration for energy and infrastructure funding cuts. The U.S. Department of Energy canceled nearly $8 billion of federal funding in October. It also eliminated multiple projects focused on energy efficiency and sustainability right here in New York State. James is now one of 13 other attorney generals to join the lawsuit. The coalition asked the administration to reverse all cuts and restore funding. And coming up on News Live at 6, Ukraine has made a change in their Paralympic participation. We'll have the announcement next.
And the Pope responds to Trump's invitation to Washington. His response and its purpose. Find out when News Live at 6 returns after the break.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome to my house. Lately, not my happy place. Everybody's pretty tired of each other. The parents were not themselves. My little brothers were morphing into small creatures. The walls were closing in. Clearly a case of too much family, too close, 24/7. And there's a lot of that going around right now. If this sounds like your house, try going someplace new. YourLifeYourVoice.org. You'll find lots of ideas to help you handle the family stresses of being confined to close quarters. YourLifeYourVoice.org. It might not get you out of the house, but it could help you find a little more breathing room.
If you see news happening on campus, in Syracuse, or across the nation, call the CitrusTV newsroom, 315-443-1177, or tweet at CitrusTV News, your campus news leader.
Welcome back to News Live at 6. Ukraine athletes will no longer attend the Winter Paralympics. This decision comes after an announcement from the International Paralympic Committee saying athletes from Russia and Belarus can compete under their country's flags.
This is a departure from the International Olympic Committee's position. They allowed people from the countries only to compete as independent athletes. 20 athletes have been cleared so far to compete.
Both countries were banned after the invasion of Ukraine in 2022, but Paralympic member organizations voted in September not to maintain the partial suspensions.
This new decision comes days after the Ukrainian flag bearer was disqualified from the Olympics for wearing a helmet honoring his country's athletes killed in the ongoing war.
The Olympic Committee ruled the helmet violated Olympic Charter guidelines. And the Vatican has announced they will not participate in President Trump's Board of Peace initiative. That's according to Cardinal Pietro Parolin, the top diplomatic official from the Vatican. He also added that efforts to handle crisis situations should be managed by the United Nations.
Pope Leo was invited to join this board last month. The board was initially created to supervise Gaza's temporary governance. That was under Trump's plan that led to a fragile ceasefire in October.
The board is holding its first meeting in D.C. tomorrow. They will be discussing Gaza's reconstruction.
Italy and the European Union say their representatives will attend as observers as they have not yet joined the board. And to the latest on the FDA, they say they will review a new mRNA vaccine from Moderna. The announcement came earlier today as a change from the letter they sent Moderna 2 weeks ago.
That letter had refused to review their first mRNA seasonal flu vaccine. The FDA said Moderna's application didn't contain an adequate and well-controlled trial.
Moderna has since met with FDA and proposed a new regulatory approach. They are now seeking full approval for adults from 50 to 64 years old. And new details on the trial. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg testified earlier today in a social media trial claiming Meta platforms are addicting to children.
Zuckerberg responded to attorneys in Los Angeles who represented a 20-year-old woman. The woman claims early social media use led to depression and suicidal thoughts.
Zuckerberg has testified in similar trials before, including one in the Senate 2 years ago. But this is the first time he was tried in front of a jury.
Meta platforms Instagram and Facebook and Google's YouTube are the last remaining defendants in the case. Both TikTok and Snapchat have settled.
After the break, I'll have your 5-day forecast. Stick with us.
I don't think that many kids in my son's school even do it.
He makes fun of his friend who vapes.
He would never try it.
She's into soccer.
She's on the honor roll.
She's just not the type.
No way.
No way.
No way.
No way. My kid would never vape.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping. Maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
Dad?
Just 1 minute, okay?
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
From the CitrusTV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. We're looking at your 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, it's going to be cloudy with a high of 40 degrees and a low of 30. Friday, unfortunately, that rain is going to be back with a high of 41 and a low of 35. Saturday, overcast again with a high of 36 and a low of 26, and those clouds are just going to be sticking around for the rest of the weekend with a high of 33 on Sunday and a low of 21, and then on Monday a high of 31 and a low of 17. So unfortunately, this is a bit of a gray forecast, but at least these relatively warm temperatures that we've been feeling are going to be sticking around at least through this weekend. And if it makes you feel better, it is warmer this weekend in Syracuse than it is in Cortina, Italy, where most of the outdoor events for the Winter Olympic Games are being held. Right now it's about 20 degrees there, but to be fair, they are well into the night since they're a few hours ahead of us. But they saw snow today and they're seeing more tomorrow with a high of 37. And then on Friday, they're going to see some sun, but it's only going to be around 38 degrees. Guys, I'm going to send it back to you.
All right, well, thanks for that update, Kate. Not too excited about the
that
cloudy
really makes
days
me
ahead.
wish I was in Italy right now.
I know.
Oh my God.
Snowing, but at least there's some sun coming through those clouds.
Listen,
not like here.
It might be hard to do the sports, but to be in the location, it's a good trade-off.
Absolutely. Well, maybe something that can brighten up your days these next few cloudy days. Maybe we could get some Buffalo Wild Wings.
Hopefully.
A federal judge is ruling in a lawsuit against Buffalo Wild Wings. The Illinois judge says the franchise will still be allowed to call its boneless wings just that, even though they are essentially chicken nuggets.
The lawsuit was filed almost 3 years ago, and it claimed Buffalo Wild Wings violated the Illinois Consumer Fraud Act. The judge ruled boneless wings is a common term that has existed for more than 20 years. He says no reasonable consumers would be confused by the term. Now, honestly, I wouldn't be quite too confused because that and chicken nuggets are two very different things.
Yes.
So I can't even imagine them going under one title.
And they're called the restaurant's called Buffalo Wild Wings.
I can't even imagine them
They
without
have to
their
be
boneless wings. Exactly. Well, what I hope has bones and a spine, Nate coming in. How's our Syracuse sports doing?
Well, Cora, they say there's a lot. There's no such thing as, there's no such rivalry as Syracuse versus Duke. So did the Orange snap a 10-game skid, or did the Blue Devils continue to dominate SU? Stick around to find out.
Dad, they took over my bedroom. Come on, come on. Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. Dad! You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help. Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Women are bad with money.
That's what the world's been saying for centuries.
But now, we've got something to say. Save it. Save the old-fashioned advice, the empty excuses.
It's all worthless, unlike us.
To our fellow females, it is time to save ourselves by saving our money.
Contributing to our futures, investing in our independence.
Until we're no longer 80%
more likely than men to live in poverty in retirement.
So again, we say to that,
Save it. The falsehoods, the feelings of fault. Then the funds.
learn how to save for your retirement at wesaysaveit.org.
And now, your CitrusTV Sports Report.
The march towards madness is almost complete, but a couple more rivalries needed to take place. Welcome into sports. I'm Nathaniel Cunningham. It was a trip down to Durham, North Carolina, where Syracuse men's basketball looked to do something it hadn't done since 2019, beat Duke. And if those odds weren't enough, the Blue Devils haven't lost in 29 straight appearances in Cameron Indoor. Big part to those Cameron crazies, and big part to this guy right here, Cameron Boozer. Physical down low, put the nice layup in. Oh, no so much. Grabs his own rebound and puts it up anyways. He's projected to be a top 5 pick in the NBA draft, but he's gotten some help from a guy like that. Isaiah Evans with the fancy finish through the lane. Duke had a 16-point lead at the half. Then going through, Malik Brown, remember him? He used to be a Syracuse forward. Now is doing it down for the Blue Devils. Slams it in on the other end after some good defense. And then Caden Boozer, the brother of Cameron, puts in a triple to put the icing on the cake. A 101-64 victory for Syracuse. the Blue Devils just destroyed the Orange for their worst loss in ACC play, but it gets even worse than that. It was the 5th worst loss of all time for Syracuse men's basketball. The last time they were beaten that bad was 2 decades ago against DePaul. The Orange that year did go on to win the Big East tournament, but the other 3 losses on that list all happened before the first Walmart was opened in 1962. Syracuse tries to rebound with another ranked foe in number 16 North Carolina this Saturday in the Dome. Over to the turf, hardware is back in the 3-1-5. Syracuse attackman Joey Spallina and defenseman Riley Figueres took home ACC Offensive and Defensive Player of the Week honors, respectively. Spallina takes home the award for the 2nd straight week on 4 goals on just 9 shots against then number 1 Maryland. The senior also tied his career high with 5 ground balls en route to Syracuse's first win over Maryland in 8 tries. So far this season, Spallina has tallied 11 goals and 7 assists. On the flip side, Figueres held 5th-year Terrapin Leo Johnson to just 2 goals and no assists. The senior also helped hold Maryland scoreless for not 1, but 2 different 10-minute periods, including the last 13 minutes of the game. Syracuse has now won 5 of the 6 weekly awards in the ACC and is back in action Saturday at Harvard. Over in Milan, the United States takes on Canada for the gold medal in women's ice hockey. The U.S. got to the gold medal game after a 5-0 rout of Sweden on Monday. The United States and Canada have faced off in 4 straight Olympic games with a gold medal on the line, but the states are just 1-3 in that stretch. And they have to face a familiar foe here in central New York. Brittany Smith, Syracuse ice hockey's head coach, is an assistant for Team Canada with the hopes of bringing back her first gold medal. That means either way, the USA is getting their 19th hockey medal or 37th medal is coming back to Syracuse, guys.
All right, Nate, thanks for that update. Looking forward to watching that big game tomorrow.
Irene, while we're going for the gold there, I'm going for the golden sun in the morning. We'll come back with your wake-up weather.
You quit smoking and thought, that's that. But here's the thing about lung cancer. By the time you see the symptoms, it could be too late. But now, there's a new scan that can detect lung cancer early, when it's more curable. If you smoked, get scanned. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Welcome back into News Live at 6. We're looking at your wake-up weather, and unfortunately, Cora, we're not really expecting to see much of that golden sun. When you're commuting to class or work tomorrow, it's going to be 33 degrees around 9 a.m., around 38 degrees by noon, and then back down to around 36 degrees by 6 p.m. And the winds are not expected to be too bad, so hopefully it shouldn't feel too cold.
All right, Kate, well, not some great news with the weather there, but some better news is that U.S. skier Michaela Schifrin brought home the gold in slalom skiing today. Slalom skiing is a fast-paced type of alpine skiing where skiers race downhill through red and blue poles placed in a tight zigzag pattern, guys.
Now, Schifrin finished just 1.5 seconds before Switzerland's Camille Rast. With this victory, Schifrin became the only American to ever win 3 career Olympic gold medals in alpine skiing. Now, this is so impressive, especially for an American, because we don't exactly have the Swiss Alps or anything like they do.
Well, and something else that I'm impressed by her run, I don't know about you, Nate, I know you know the sports.
Yeah.
She won by 1.5 seconds. I feel like in Olympic skiing, that's kind of a big...
Yeah, 1.5 seconds is a massive gap, especially when you're talking about traveling at upwards of 90 miles an hour.
Right.
They're not going down these hills slow. They are cruising down there. So to win by 1.5 seconds, it's almost like winning by a mile.
Yeah. So
it's insane. Now, Kate, do you ski or anything?
Oh no, definitely.
Oh, exactly. So that 1.8 would be a little bit more, if we tried that now.
we'll leave it to Michaela Shiprin.
Exactly.
Well, that's Citrus TV News Live at 6 for this Wednesday night.
Now, don't forget, you can follow us on X and Instagram at Citrus TV News. Now, for the entire Citrus TV News team, I'm Cora Mayer-Costa.
And I'm Lauren Holdmeyer. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. We'll see you next time.